What's going on, Division Agents? Mason here with Phoenix Gaming. So to start this little video off, I'm going to tell you right now that this is not scripted. I feel that it's not necessary to have a script because this is all coming from, you know, my mind, personal experience of what I really feel about the game. So let's delve right in. I've been watching a lot of videos from Marco Style, Skill Up, Upper Echelon Gamers, everything about the Division Two and the beta, the private beta that was released. It's overwhelming because there's a lot of information. We didn't know what we were going to expect. We only got brief glimpses of what to expect from the missions, from the builds, from the new UI, from pretty much everything from top to bottom. But from what I'm understanding and from what I'm gathering from all the other content creators, by which I have the deepest respect for, is that it seems like, and not just them, but everyone is expecting something to be perfected with the Division 2. Now, from my own personal experience with the Division 2 of how much I played it, I thought, for a beta, it was on par. I mean, yeah, I did have technical issues. I know that a lot of people had technical issues, had a lot of performance issues, and I'm right there with them. Had to constantly keep shutting down the game, uh, updating my graphics card. I did everything under the sun to get this to function properly. Um, but I kept an open mind. I knew that this was a beta. I knew that this wasn't the final product. If they did send something like this out, then yeah, okay, I can understand, you know, the unjust nature of, hey, why am I having increased frame rate drops when I'm not even doing anything, So I completely understand the reason behind why people were having these technical issues. But again, it's all about this is just a beta. They're still a month away. They still have time to fix what needs to be fixed. Um, Overall, I mean, from what other people are saying, I mean, to me, does not feel like a sequel. This feels much more like an expansion, and a lot of people will disagree with that. And I know whoever's watching this, whoever's listening to it, will disagree that okay, this is a sequel. I mean, you're set in a new area, you're set in a new place. It doesn't really pick up. Where your specific division character came off. It's a entirely new division agents in Washington D.C. Okay, and I get it, but there's so many familiarities that it was so easy to just hop in and continue doing what you were doing. Updated graphics. I mean, if you can't say that this does not have an updated system, then I don't know what game you're playing, but I certainly know that uh, everything looks a lot cleaner. Everything looks a lot darker. Everything looks, the shadows are magnificent. The lighting effects, they're great, again, with the subtle performance issues. But, I mean, if you really just take a moment and understand the concept of what Massive is trying to do, they're not trying to make something completely different. They're trying to make something unique, something special. And ultimately, that's what I feel like they did with the Division 2. Again, I don't feel like it's a sequel. I feel like it's a large expansion because you have your character, you have your division character, but it's so familiar, it's so normalized, it feels comfortable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Everything feels absolutely comfortable with the Division 2. Now, okay, I seriously hope they go through the networking issues because I kept getting the Delta 3 errors every time I was logging in, trying to run Jefferson Trade Center solo. Getting Delta 3 was not, it did not make my day. It made me very unhappy. Um, but I know that in the end that they will fix it because they always do, because they've learned from their mistakes, from their past mistakes. They've learned what not to do in the Division 1 and trying so hard to not implement it in Division 2. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is you got to keep an open mind. People have to keep an open mind about betas. I mean, the same thing happened with the Anthem beta, and that'll be covered later on. Um, but a, a beta or a demo, or however you want to call it these days, is just that. It's not the final product. I have a little experience in game development, and it's no picnic. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, I did a few classes on it, and I really hope to get back into it and get my degree in it. But it is exceptionally difficult to make something so perfect. And the only thing I want to really say or have someone keep in mind is that if they came out with something that was so perfect, what would be the point of even upgrading it? What would be the point of even doing anything to it? Like, everything is going to have a flaw. Everything is going to need to be fixed in one way or another. You can't expect a beta such as the Division 2 to be absolutely perfect, because it's not going to be. It is exactly what it is, a snippet of the main game in which they're still working on until a week before release, until everything is set in stone, until they can clean out what they need to clean out. And they're going to constantly keep cleaning it out, because that's what code is. I mean, that's what the game is. It's nothing but code. You know, graphical errors, okay, very simple fix. But overall, I mean, you got to keep an open mind about the game. Now, I'm not saying that anyone is wrong. Everyone has their opinion about the game. A lot of people think, oh, this is the same old stuff, you know. And guess what? It is. But this is what veterans of the Division grew up with. This is what we've come to know and love. We knew what the Division was going to get into. I wasn't expecting anything less than what I'm seeing now, or what I'm doing now in the game. It's all the same. It feels the same, but that's what makes it unique. That's what makes it perfect. It's not like Destiny 2, where they took 50 steps back and now they're just now getting back to where it should have been when it should have launched. But they're fixing their mistakes, just like Massive will eventually fix the mistakes that are plaguing the Division 2, the Division 2 beta, for, you know, to keep it simple. So I guess what I'm really trying to say is, you know, I enjoy the private beta. You know, I did the skirmish mode. Skirmish was fun. A lot, you know, it was a snidbit. It was basic stuff. Okay, I get it. You know, seeker mines, turrets. That's what the meta was in the private beta, and people were getting frustrated because there wasn't anything really else new, except if you count the healing drones, if you count the scout drones. I mean, okay, I get it. I see where you guys are coming from, that, you know, there needs to be variety, but again, this is just a beta. You know, there's got to be a lot more. We have years and years of content. Who knows what's going to come in, you know, in 2020 or 2021. You know, we don't know what's going to happen, but at least they're giving us the availability to, you know, provide faith into the development team for creating a game that we're all going to want to come back to during the week. So yeah, I mean, overall, I feel that the game is, I don't want to say perfect, because it's not, because nothing's perfect. Because if something was, then I would be making this video, and nobody else would be making their videos if it was. But there are concerns, you know. The frame rate drop, I didn't like. You know, the performance issues. I'm running a 1070 on a Alienware 17 with an i7 7820 HK. Like, I should not be having these performance issues. Okay, I understand that. The networking, yeah, it's networking. It's architecture. It just needs to be fixed. You know, but overall, I could see myself playing this game for a very long time. I could see it becoming something very interesting, something that I want to come back to weekly or daily, for that matter. Now, is it going to be my primary game? Probably not, because, you know, for reasons of my own, I think this will be my secondary. I'm not going to be so, you know, forward to get everything done all at once. There's other stuff to do. but I know for sure and for certain that I will be coming back to the Division 2 overall every single day to get what I need to get done. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with having to wait for them to fix stuff. I'm fine with playing the game and having bugs in it. I'm fine because I'm keeping an open mind of what is what this game is about, of what they have to do. It's not that I'm trying to blow smoke up Massive's ass. I'm not trying to feed them lies. This is how I really feel about the game. This is how I really feel or understand. They have something here that is going to be better than the first. That has a great story. The end game content was phenomenal. The specializations I love better than the specials that we had in the first one, because it's variety. It feels unique. So, take this video with a grain of salt. There are other YouTubers out there, there are other content creators out there, that'll probably give a better consensus or a better determination of what you think you should do, whether you should buy the game, whether you should pre-order it. That's up to you. That's personal opinion. For me, I already pre-ordered the game. I pre-ordered it because I wanted it in the beta. I wanted to have the availability to play it, and I did. I spent the money for it, and I don't regret it because I know this is going to be something that I'm going to be working on for the next year or two. So yeah, just keep an open mind of what is coming, and from the game itself, it just looks phenomenal. It's not perfect, but it is phenomenal of what they were able to do with the second installment. We have a lot of variety. I can already see from weapons, from versatility with the armor, from the different gears that were the gear sets that we're going to have. It's going to be really great. And as long as you are thinking outside the box and understanding, okay, this isn't the final product. There's going to be a lot more. There's going to be patches. There's going to be updates. There's going to be hot fixes, etc. As long as you keep that realization, I don't think you will regret the Division 2, because I certainly will. So yeah, that's just a quick and simple video. These are my thoughts. My overall impression of this game was that it's something I look forward to. It's something that I can build upon. It's something that that I can relax to if I just want to free roam and do and photo shoot all of the landmarks of DC, which by the way I spent most of the time doing anyways. It's just all about personal preference. It's all about what are you going to enjoy. Are you going to enjoy the bullet sponginess of the NPCs who are human? Probably not, because in reality that's not true. People are not bullet sponges. You could take 3 good hits and you're gone. But this is an RPG. This is a looter shooter. This is what we've come to expect. So the realism has to draw a line somewhere. My overall impression of the beta was that, yeah, aside from the performance issues and the networking issues, it was still a good beta. I look forward to seeing the end result, to seeing the primary game when it's released March 15th. I'm counting down the days for that. And you know what? Overall, I certainly hope you are too, because it's something to look forward to. It's the second installment, something new, something fresh. It just feels good. It feels familiar. So I really hope you take what I have to say into consideration. Leave your comments below. I really want to hear the feedback that you guys have regarding the Division 2. Again, anything is welcome. Constructive criticism, I love it. I take nothing personal. I am a vet. So there's nothing that can really get under my skin unless you're being absolutely stupid. But overall, I enjoyed providing my consensus, providing my thoughts, and what to expect from the Division Two. But overall, you know, I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I certainly hope that you all have enjoyed the Division Two as much as I have. And I'll see you in Washington, D.C., agents. Take care.
Eleanor? Your mom sent us to bring you home. Are you hurt?
Who are you? What's going on?
She's in shock. I'll bring her down when she's fit to move. Let's meet at the theater later.
Heads up. You've got hostiles flooding into the building from the street.
Get down there and take care of them. I got Eleanor.
Patch her in. Odessa? Kelso has some news for you.
We got Eleanor. Is she okay? She's okay. I'm bringing her home.
Oh, God.
See you soon.